Beginning at the top of your mat in equal standing. We're going to transition onto our backs for a supine sequence, warming us for crow posture. So, with an inhale, we'll lift the arms overhead, gaze up to thumbs, exhale, pull your hips back, fold down. Lengthening the spine, inhale fully, you can shift back to downward dog, or take it into your flow, step or hop through plank, lower to chaturanga or inchworm. Cobra or upward facing, savor your inhale. Downward facing dog. Take the weight forward into your palms. Bend your knees, step or hop to sit on your hips. And then rolling down on the spine, draw your two knees in toward your chest. Catching and interlace the fingers initially. Keep the knees close as they press down into the chest, simultaneously sinking your hips. If you can go a little further, wrapping the arms about the shins, catch your wrists, forearms, or eventually elbows. But try to keep your head and your tailbone both equally dropping into the floor as your inhalations fill out the back. Now we'll shift into a deeper opening of the hips for happy baby. Draw the knees wider than your ribs. Point your feet toward the ceiling so your heels are atop your knees. Grabbing behind the thighs, the ankles, or the outer edges of your feet, and then pulling down, engaging the arms. As you draw your knees down to the floor, just like the preceding posture, try to keep your hips dropping as well. Nice long spine we're breathing into. A little added length for our inner thighs. We're going to shift the position of our hands inside the heels, stretch out through the legs, straightening them to opposite corners, and then bring them back in. Feet together. Holding around the feet as if in bound angles, squeeze your knees against your arms strongly. And then back to happy baby. Loosen it as you pull down. Good. Grab the inner edges of the feet. Radiate once more. Gentle stretch through the inner thighs. And then shifting into a supine crow. Press your palms straight up toward the ceiling so the arm bones are vertical. Bring your knees outside of your upper arms with your big toes touching. And now squeezing the knees against the shoulders, lift your head and your shoulders off of the floor. Imagine you could also lift your tailbone, rounding the spine as you breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the spine into the mat, reach around the knees, soften your hips, and hug it. Keep the face relaxed. Wrap the arms around a little further. If you can, get those elbows. Soften the outer hips as you breathe deeply. Cross ankles, catch your hamstrings, inhale, rock back, exhale up into a momentary seat, and then back again. Rising with an exhale, inhale, roll to shoulders, exhale, hover before your feet hit, and now rolling over into a seated posture. We'll stretch the two legs out long before us. So go ahead and have your strap nearby and handy just in case, and of course if you don't have a strap, you can use something as simple as a long tube sock or a belt. Bending the right knee in, place the sole of the foot against the inner thigh. And then reaching out over the left side. Grabbing for your foot, take a breath to lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, melting forward with your collarbones even to the earth beneath you. So we have no twisting of the torso. Okay. Press your right foot gently against the left leg as the left leg presses forward, saturating your hamstrings and your calf muscles with your breath. Head falls as the eyes gaze directly toward the shin. Last long exhale, and then lifting halfway, release, sit up tall. Drawing the right knee up, we're going to open the foot out about a whole palm's width of space between the foot and the straightened leg. You reach your arms around your right shin bone as you sit up tall, trying your best to anchor the right hip toward the earth as you consciously stand into that foot. This will be a good stopping point for stage 1. If you're going to be carrying on further, for stage 2, we're going to open the knee out slightly to the side and then leaning forward, press your right upper arm against your shin bone to help lever you forward. If you have a strap, holding onto that strap with your right hand, Reach the right armpit in front of your shins, sweeping the belt behind you, and attempt to grab with your left. So now we have this clasp between the two hands on the belt, or eventually directly catching a hold. Breathe the spine long first, and then dropping the eyes toward the left knee, fold just a little bit forward. But concentrate here now more on what's happening with your shoulders and the upper regions of the chest. Send your arm bones back and down away from your ears. Send your shoulder blades into your back pockets and breathe into the upper body deeply. Inhale, lift up, but stay connected in that bind. And then with an exhale, release as you extend your right leg along. And so crossing the legs, press your palms into the earth beside you. And with an inhale, as the arms straighten, imagine you can lift your hips off of the floor. Exhale to sit. Legs straight out before you. Bend your left knee as you place the heel right up against the groin. So reaching for your strap or your foot. Take the first breath within head to knee pose, Janu Shirshasana, to lengthen and then fold. Sliding the shoulder blades away from the ears will be an encouragement to lengthen your spine forward. Try to guide the center of your heart directly out into your big toe. The eyes are soft. Breath is deep. Last 3, 2, and 1. Lengthening back up. Guide the left knee toward the ceiling. Step the foot out about 4 inches or so. So again, you can fit your hand right between the two legs. Stage 1, we interlace the arms around the shin bones, sitting tall while breathing into the back of the left hip. And carrying on further is an option once you've assessed how comfortable you are in this point. Okay, if you can keep that left hip fairly connected, then it may be time to move on to stage 2. In which case, we allow that left thigh to open out slightly, nudging the ribs in. Lean forward and press the back of your left arm into the shin, or begin wrapping the arm back, bending the elbow to catch for your right hand or strap. Folding when you're ready, drop the gaze toward the right shin, but slide those shoulder blades down and back as you breathe into the tops of your lungs, into your collarbones, the sides of the neck. Listen to your breath. Inhale, lift the gaze forward. Exhale, release. Extend the left leg out before you. A little wiggle side to side with the feet, soften the hips, and then crossing your shins. Plant your palms beside your waist. Inhale, arms straight. Try to draw your hips up. Exhale, sit back down, and then rolling forward, we'll step straight back first into a table. Spread the fingers wide, and then straightening the knees, downward facing dog. Nice full breath here. And then stay, or if you'd like to go through a flow, plank position to lower. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Observing the effect of that sequence of postures. Noticing any change, any shift.